Welcome to another Instructional Technology Services video tutorial. Today you will learn how to unpack a year-at-a-glance distance learning lesson and transform it into a Seesaw digital activity. This episode will highlight building your Seesaw activity. Let's begin. Once I've thought through my plan on how I'm going to convert this into a Seesaw activity, I can go ahead and go to my Seesaw account, and to start a new activity, I'm going to click on the plus sign and click on Assign Activity. This is going to take you to your activity library. Remember that you have 3 libraries here: Community, School and District, and then My Library. To make one from scratch, you go to My Library, click on the Create New Activity button, and here you're going to type in your title. So maybe this is Kinder Week 2, Lesson 3. Okay, I've already created my directions. I'm just going to paste them in here so it's a little bit quicker, but here I have them written out in steps because I want them to do this in a certain order. And anytime you see a word that is in colons, that means that when you publish this, instead of the word being there, it's going to be an icon. So for example, they're going to click on the add button, but really when in the directions it's going to say add response. So this is really good for your struggling readers or non-readers. Then the second thing they're going to do is click on the video, and I'm once again telling them how far I want them to go into the lesson. They're going to stop with the personal trainer, they listen to directions, and they click on the check when they're finished. So next step is add voice instructions. So click on the microphone again. Hi boys and girls, today you're going to begin by clicking on the add button. Then click on the link to view the interactive video. Make sure you stop when you get to the personal trainer. You'll know it because there's an orange whistle. Listen to the directions on each page and complete the activities. Click on the check when you are finished to turn in your work. Okay, it will process. And when I'm finished, I have an audio recording. I can play it to preview, or I can delete it and start all over again. Okay, so the Add Multimedia Instructions, that is going to be your direct teach piece. So if I go back over to my YAG, that's where this is. Remember, here is where I thought this will be the multimedia instructions embedded within the Seesaw activity. So if I click on this lesson, it's going to take me to this Think Central website. And I can just copy this link directly, go back to my Seesaw activity, and here where it says Add Multimedia Instructions, click on the plus sign. I'm going to insert a link, right-click, paste, and then click on the check. And now I have this embedded Go Math activity. If I want to record my voice, giving them additional instructions, I can, or I can use the caption. But because this is Kinder, I can use the record feature to remind them that they need to stop when they get to the orange whistle. When I'm done, click on the check, and it takes me back to this part, my editing screen. And then finally, here is where the students are actually going to interact and demonstrate understanding. So for this particular one, I'm going to add a template for student response, and we're going to use the multi-page drawing feature. When you do, it opens up in this blank workspace. You have a labeling tool, you have a microphone that not only records your voice, but it also records the movements on your screen. You can upload a video or a picture, and then these 3 dots, you can upload shapes, backgrounds. You've got these annotation tools at the bottom, and then if you want to click additional pages, you do that by clicking on this right here. So I'm going to go back to the YAG, and let me look at what I have thought here. Okay, so this is going to become the independent practice. So I'm going to use this picture of the beach balls, but I need to grab that picture. So I can click on my snipping tool. I'm going to get a new snip just of this image right here, and I can copy it, go back to my Seesaw activity, and I'm just going to do a Control V where I paste it, Okay, so I'm going to stick it right about there. I'm going to use my label tool to type in the instructions. For the sake of time, I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay, if I click out of it, I'm able to move this around. So let's pretend my instructions are right here. I have my beach ball right here. And they're going to draw a picture. Let me go back and remind myself what they're doing. They're going to draw a picture of a beach ball that has more beach balls than the number of beach balls shown. So actually I can just copy this, go back here. Let's go ahead and paste it. If this is too large or if I need to resize it, I can use my little handles. So let me get it to a place where I can see it correctly. So they have to draw a picture using the annotation tools down here, but maybe I want to provide them a space to draw on so that it's not all willy-nilly on the screen. I'm going to take this little square and I'm going to make it a little bit larger because this is the place where they're going to draw, and I'll change it to just kind of a simple gray area. Okay, and then they have to also write the number. Now for kiddos, they like to click and drag and move things that aren't supposed to be movable. So the last thing you want to do is make sure that you lock any items in place that you do not want them to drag around. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock these in place. Okay, if I want to add another page, I click on the plus sign down here. It's going to give me another page. Actually, for this particular one, go back and delete this. This activity on the next page is going to be the same one, except they're going to draw one less beach ball. So I can save myself the time of recreating this and click on the three dots, and I can duplicate this page. When I go here and I want to make this word change, I have to unlock the item first. And now I can say, draw a picture of beach balls that has less beach balls than the number of beach balls shown. So now I finished it. I can lock it back in place. Now because this is Kinder, you want to make sure that you are recording yourself reading these instructions. So to do that, down here you have these little quotation marks. When you click on it, you are able to add a voice caption. So now I can click on the microphone. Hi boys and girls, on this page you're going to draw a picture of beach balls that has more beach balls than the number of beach balls shown in the picture. Make sure you write the number down of the total. Okay, so I could probably think of better directions, but you get the gist. So now I have this voice recording. I'm going to click out of it, and it says caption added, and the kids know that there is a voice direction because of this little caption button. Now if I really want to point their attention to it, I can go in and get an arrow, click back out of it, and I can rotate it and say, I can have a little message that says click here for, or actually, you know what, let's make it kid friendly. Click me. Okay, click out of it. Now I can drag this. And so now they know to click on that button. And when they do, they can play the recording and it's going to give them audio directions on what they need to do. Okay, when I'm done, click on the check. And now all I have to do is save. And this is what the kids will see. Okay, so I have my direct teach, I have my independent practice, I've got my instructions along with my instructions embedded on each of the slides, and now I'm ready to assign it to my class. So I click on the assign button. I'm going to assign it to this one. Click assign to one class, and that's it. Now if I want to view it and see what it looks like in my class, this is what the students see. So in my directions, it says click add response. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do as a student, click add response. And when they open it, they can always go back to the main instructions by clicking on this button right here that says view instructions, and it brings up this little box again so that they can play if they need to. It says down here, click me, because it has some voice instructions to go with it. And when students are done, they're going to click on the check mark, and then it will be updated for you to see. And make sure that you approve any of your work so that your students know that you have seen it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to watch the next episode, Providing Student Feedback During the Learning Process.